there's a foundational distinction in A Course in Miracles, which it can be looked at it in from a couple different perspectives. Or at least I think it's where people can get caught up in it. And it's this idea, I need do nothing. It's actually really cool, the story of how it came about. Helen was really, she had anxiety about, they were what do you call it, the HOA or whatever of the building they were in. The city said, we're going to be doing construction and for the next few days. And Helen was so afraid that if the elevator didn't work and she got caught upstairs, and it was a lot of stairs. And so she ends up going to get a hotel for those days. And it turns out they never did the construction. So she, like, in talking to Jesus, he said, you would have been better off just understanding, like, I need do nothing. And it would have all worked out. But because of that anxiety and that fear and making the choice out of that, something came about that didn't need to happen for her, right? So this, I need do nothing. And it says in the Course, like, after you wrestle with temptation, the giving in to temptation, forgetting and all this, and years of meditation, contemplation, you come to this realization, this simple realization, I need do nothing. So what does that really mean for us? Because there's all kinds of doing. And actually it says a little bit later that on all the busy doing that you'll be going on, in our lives. Does that, there is, I mean, I need do nothing, like, doesn't mean I'm just going to sit on the couch and do nothing. Some people are like, I need do nothing. It doesn't matter. There is no world. They see a lot of what's happening in the world, the chaos and all that. I just don't even want to think about it because there is no world. It can in some ways almost become like a cop-out for people. And, I need to do nothing. It really doesn't matter. Actually, the opposite really happened for me, is that I was taking a lot of action. But this I need to do nothing is this, like, really quiet space within us. A great analogy would be the waves of the ocean. Even right now, as we look out, like, storming, and the waves, like, down in the base or at the floor, it's calm no matter what's happening. And I love free diving. I mean, we dove a lot, and swim with dolphins, wild, and just, it's so calm. It's one of the most peaceful things is when you go down 20, 30, 40, 50 feet, the stillness. Well, that I need do nothing is about that stillness in ourselves, of listening to the Holy Spirit and actually taking action. And there's been two schools of thought around this in some ways. Ken Wapnick, who was friends with Helen and started the Foundation for Inner Peace, and Circle of Atonement, Robert Perry, and their view on the Course. And they got Helen's original notes and compiled, like, a new version of the Course, which does paint a distinct perspective, and I, for someone that studied it for many, many years before I discovered this, and that, holy cow, there's all this different perspective. And I saw Helen in a different way, getting to learn, like, that there was a lot that miracles are about action, and they induce action in the world. So it's not, I need do nothing's not about not taking some type of action. It's just where we come from in the action we take. So what I found is there's like, anxiety doesn't need to be there. This fear of the future and the unknown, and, oh my gosh, what if it falls apart? What if it doesn't work out? What if, I talk to people, like, it's so, like, well, do I make this choice or that choice? They're afraid of making the wrong choice. Like, when you realize it's really not complicated, it's just getting quiet and listening to what the Holy Spirit's leading you. You just know. Like, people are like, how do you know? How do you know? I mean, I understand that there's so much confusion in the world today of, like, I don't even know what I am. Are you even alive? I don't even know. Am I a man? I don't even know. Like, I know I'm a man. I just, for me, I know as a man, like, I feel it for myself, right? Like, I know my body and this. And I understand that could be very controversial. And so I know, like, when I look at the sky, the sun, the moon, there's just in this How do you know? You start to feel in your heart. It like feels right. That's how major life decisions I've made. That other people around have reported similar things. You just knew. My family migrating. Like I remember moving to Florida and I just knew. And 20 years later, like, oh, that was clearly, you just know. So, and also I think if we understand, it's like the navigation in our car. If we make the wrong choice, we're just re-navigated. So if we understand that the sole responsibility of the miracle workers to accept the healing, the atonement, the awakening for themselves, if I make a choice that takes me off course, and I put that in quotes, I just get re-navigated. It just gets re-navigated. So you can't, once you understand that, I'm okay wherever I'm being led. And now you start to listen to your heart. So like, I know, being married to my wife, the woman, like she has different roles and different characteristics and all of, like, I just know that, and I wouldn't call that like capital K knowledge. Like in the Course, that's knowledge of God, eternity. We're not really ready for that. I mean, we get glimpses of revelation, things in our life, but what's important for us is miracles, is learning how to take action, extend love in the world, by shifting our mind and healing our minds, by listening to the Holy Spirit and only listening to the Holy Spirit so completely that we transcend the lessons in this game that we're in right now. But we're all came here for this. I mean, this is the game that we chose. So it's not I need do nothing is not this inertia. It's not this, oh, what's the point? It's actually very much being able to navigate in the marketplace, not just sitting on the mountaintop. The silence and the connecting and listening and speaking to God and prayer and meditation and going within, and all these things have their place. What they do is they give us access to that place within ourselves of I need do nothing because I'm being led. So I'm driving from, we said in one of the earlier podcasts, I'm driving in the passenger seat. So when you get that, if any fear of the future comes up, I place the future in the hands of God. And we don't want to use it as a cop-out, though, to not take action. So we can have both. I can take action and go for it and fall down and pick myself up. And I made a mistake there and I learned a lesson there. Like that's actually a beautiful training ground for practicing this. I need do nothing, because you more and more in your heart, in your thoughts, deep within your psyche, in your essence, there's a feeling, there's this calm, quiet center that follows us in all the busy doing of our life, which really, there's a line in the Course is, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say and to whom? Be my thoughts, my words, my actions. We're going to be guided very specifically. So this I need do nothing, when you get that, it's the most liberating, I think, of any, really, because that's what we're all, even people are doing spirituality to get something. But when you understand really at the core, I need do nothing, there's a happy lightheartedness of in this game of life, this dream. There's a happy lightheartedness because I know I'll be guided very specifically and I'll know what to do. But in my heart of hearts, I know I need do nothing because God, the Holy Spirit, is guiding me and has my back. So what is there to do? It's checkmate, game over. I need do nothing. And then let's get to some doing, and you'll do all kinds of stuff in your life. I need do nothing, and the liberation of that. Practice that.